Hello and welcome, Owen. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks, Samantha, for having me.
First off, I really want to congratulate you on being the CPA Western School of Business Exemplary New Professional, winning this award. So congratulations.
Yeah, thanks so much. I guess I'm just honored to be selected as the recipient.
So let's first talk a little bit about being nominated for this award and winning it. When did you find out, and what was kind of your initial reaction?
Yeah, so I found out I was going to be nominated in about October. It was my employer, MNP, who nominated me. So shout out MNP for for that, the
Nice.
honor. Really appreciate it. And then, yeah, I just knew that there was an application being put in that I would find out sometime. Wasn't exactly sure when. And then I was actually sitting at this exact spot on the phone with my sister, which was kind of cool. And I saw the email come up, and I thought, oh my gosh, I must not have won the award because the subject line just said exemplary new professional, and I figured it was the news release coming out, and then I realized that it was me winning the award. So that was a nice moment, I guess, to share with my sister, and a nice thing. I started sharing it with lots of other people, and yeah, it was good. I've got lots of support on my way here, so it was nice to share it with those who supported me.
So you mentioned MNP. Were they your employer kind of during your CPA candidacy? It sounds like they still are now. Like, walk me through that. Kind of how did your journey begin, and where are you at now?
Yeah, so I guess I did my first co-op term with MNP in the summer of 2018. And yeah, they're the only, I guess, accounting job you could say I've had. So they've been a support the whole way. And I guess I technically started CPAWSB during that co-op term because I was able to use that experience for the practical experience component, I guess, in the timeline there. So yeah, I guess my journey in accounting was I started out at university thinking I maybe wanted to do finance, did a couple accounting courses, like that maybe better, and then also realized that the market, there might be more jobs or that sort of thing available in accounting right away, and a really great support system at the U of R for the accounting faculty and such. Not to compare to be necessarily better than the other ones, but I just found the accounting faculty at the U of R was very strong, and then got linked up right away with MNP, which was great. I have nothing but good things to say about being there, and I guess my actions speak for themselves still being there. So did two co-op
Yeah.
terms, graduated, and yeah, pursued the MPAC program at the U of S, and then got finished the CFE, and now we're here. So
You did MPAC, so you would have that's including capstone 2 or not including capstone 2?
including capstone too.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So, a lot of questions for candidates that they have when thinking about coming into the program, or even once they're in the program, is how do I juggle work, life, and being a CPA candidate? Do you have, can you tell me a bit about your experience kind of juggling all of those?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely no small task. I mean, anyone who's gone through the program knows there's way too many things going on, probably. I mean, to work at a public accounting firm or an industry or anywhere you else work, is already demanding enough. And then having those extracurriculars really with education and stuff on top of that, there's no shortage of things to do. I found one thing that really helped me was still making time or carving out time to do things that I really enjoyed and liked, and maybe recharged myself, even though it might not have been,
Mm.
you know, going to play golf on a Saturday afternoon when I had a bunch of other stuff to do might not have been the easiest thing to commit to, feeling guilty about not doing what I was doing, but I would feel that I was, more energized or able to be my best self after taking that time to spend some time with friends or family or a recreational activity to do that. So I just say, yeah, really still take time, even though your schedule seems way too full, to do things that you like and enjoy yourself, because that'll suit you best in the long run.
Absolutely. Energy management is just as part of time management. And I really like how you said, take that time to refuel, refresh, and yeah, it makes you stronger in education and as well as your job. So great advice. So that's something that you did do while, juggling work and life and being a CPA candidate. Is there anything that you go back and tell Owen, in the midst of your journey?
Yeah, I think maybe and this is probably something that a lot of people would maybe think, is just looking too far ahead or focusing on, like,
Mm.
yeah, not focusing on the immediate short term and being like, oh, at the start of your CPOSB journey, maybe already being nervous about the CFE or something like that to say. And I would say more just take it one step at a time, obviously strategizing for that path, but realizing that, what's immediately ahead of you is kind of what you can really only control in the short term. So not really worrying about stuff beyond that.
So tell me a little bit about what life looks like now that you are a CPA. You can tell me a bit about your current role as well as like your life inside and outside of your role.
For sure. Yeah, I guess my professional role, I'm a manager at MNP in Regina. I work on our specialty tax team. So we specialize mainly in tax planning or corporate reorganization planning, estate planning, sale planning, succession planning, all that sort of stuff. I really like it because, I mean, people might look at you funny if you say accounting can be creative or especially tax can be creative, but this sort of area is more of a forward-looking planning aspect. I like to tell people that maybe who aren't familiar with what goes on, I'd say, you have a scenario, you could give it to 20 different professionals. If it's complex enough, they might come up with 20 different answers for that scenario. So I find it enjoyable and keeps me on my toes, I guess, in terms of what we're doing. And then, yeah, outside of work at MNP, I volunteer on a couple boards, the Alzheimer's Society of Saskatchewan and Saskatchewan Young Professionals and Entrepreneurs of Regina. Those are fun areas that I have a personal connection to, and I can, I guess, apply my professional skill set in not in my work. And then outside of that, I like traveling, spending time with family, like to attend concerts, attended a number of concerts in the last few years.
So now that you have your professional designation, you are immersed in this role. What emerging developments in the field of accounting do you think that CPAs should be aware of?
I mean, I think one big hot button one is AI or artificial intelligence. That's kind of touching a lot of areas, or really everywhere in the world, I guess, now.
Mm.
So there's definitely applications that in accounting in maybe good or bad ways. So to be able to understand and harvest that sort of knowledge will be super useful and continue to be useful as the world goes forward. No one knows really where it's going to develop to or advance to, but the only thing is it's going to become more advanced and, I guess, more developed. So understanding that. Also, the area of data management and data systems is a huge, I think, area that accountants have a maybe competitive advantage and are able to provide lots of value to, I guess, as you said, the maybe accounting terminology users of whatever we're providing. Really, if you think about it, accounting in a base sense, financial reporting and assurance especially, is taking data and sorting it into, an illustration of that data, really. So does that have to be limited to financial statements, or could that be applied beyond to things like environmental and sustainability reporting, other types of reporting? I see huge opportunities there, and I know the CPA profession in Canada is already focused on that. And I think that students coming in should see that as an opportunity to do things maybe beyond what maybe when you talk to someone on the street thinks of about typical accounting.
Yeah, I teach undergraduate students, and oftentimes in first or second year, they'll say, well, I like what I'm learning in class, but I don't want to sit in an office or a cubicle and do debits and credits for, the next 30 years. We do so much more than debits and credits, but you might not necessarily, realize that. So are you able to kind of maybe sprinkle in some kind of quote, cool jobs that you have seen for accountants that, undergraduates or perhaps new candidates might not be aware are out there?
I guess I mean, I would put my job in there as what
Yeah.
that is. I mean, what I do, I didn't even really realize or understand was a thing when I maybe started accounting, but I've now kind of found it and see it as a good opportunity or area, and something that maybe students going into accounting might not understand or be aware of. The environmental and sustainability reporting piece of things, as well, is, you're still doing a very similar job to maybe assurance or financial reporting, but you're reporting on things other than a company's, profit and loss or that sort of thing. You're reporting on maybe how they're actually impacting the world around them and their environment. I also think that CPAs, those with a CPA are very equipped to really do lots of different types of jobs. So to say, I'm going to pursue my CPA, I'm going to be a partner at a public accounting firm or a CFO at a company, that's not your kind of limit of what you could do. You could really work anywhere and do anything. And I think that the skill set that we have is very transferable in terms of analytical thinking and strategy and those sorts of things. So to think that you would be the director of a not-for-profit or the CEO of a company, or be really equipped to start your own business, and you come up with a great idea and you want to start your own business, that sort of thing. I think that there's really no end to possibilities of what you could do with a CPA designation, or what it sets you up to do. So.
All right. Thank you so much for your time today, Owen. Thanks for chatting with us.
Yeah, no, thank you for the conversation, Samantha. Really appreciate it.